So joining us in the studio is our political correspondent, Seun Okimaloye. Good to have you.
Thank you, Melissa.
Taking a look at so many stories that have come in, but top is the anxiety over Justice Onnoghen. I mean, waiting to get judgment today. A lot of people are wondering why the delay from 9 a.m. we heard to 12 noon.
Well, it's a big day for politics in Nigeria. A lot of expectations, especially on a day like this. For example, the Justice Onnoghen matter should be determined today whether the chairman and the head of the Nigeria judiciary, what will become of the situation in the allegations of false asset declaration. Will it be found guilty? What will happen if that is happened? Don't forget that the suspended CJN had turned in his letter to the president. We've not really heard so much of that. Expectations are that maybe the presidency will be accepting or rejecting. Those are two options on the table. If it rejects, what is the option for the suspended CJN? Whatever comes out of this case today, if he's found guilty, what becomes of him afterwards? If he's not found guilty, what becomes of him after? This is, and you're a lawyer, so you know so much about the case in the CCT and issues of asset declaration.
Another issue also is we had the NJC. They brought out their report. They sent it to the president. They said they were not going to talk about anything to do with the tribunal because it's sub judice. But we don't know what the content of that report is.
Yeah, it's still shrouded in secrecy. And they said, look, for the sake of the fact that we presented the report to the president, we cannot divulge what we put in that report, and they've made their recommendations. There's been a lot of assumptions and a lot of permutations on what could be in the letter. But for what we know is the obvious fact that the judgment will be given today. If it's given, there are options on the table. Either he's found guilty or not. If he's found guilty, what are his options on the table?
Now, the other issue is the tussle of the leadership. A lot of groups are coming forth, but some people don't really support that. They're saying, what's really going on? Groups coming left, right, and center. How does this move our democracy forward?
All right, just an update from the courtroom. We understand now that the sitting has commenced in the judgment expected to be delivered in the case of the false asset declaration of the CJN Water Onnoghen, suspended CJN that is. So we're expecting that some of the details will be coming in as much. So if we look at what is happening in the case of the APC, the ruling party, which has said we will ensure that all that belongs to the ruling party, the majority party, comes to it, considering the history of what happened in the recent past in 2015, is a competition between the supremacy of the party and the independence of a politician. So you cannot say they should not talk, they should not differ on what the party wants. The party has said they wanted Ahmed Lawan, they said they wanted Femi Gbajabiamila. Some people have said, look, zoning is, especially some lawmakers from the North Central region. We saw Don Diego yesterday. We've seen Honorable Bago. We've seen a few other Honorable Wate who have said they still want the North Central to hold the speakership of the National Assembly. It's going to be an intense one, and it's going to be a very interesting one.
All right, Seun, we'd like to thank you so much for joining us on Lunchtime Politics.